What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Be Modified YouTube channel. Now, if you guys are new here, you should definitely consider smashing that subscribe button because this channel's growing, and before you know it, you just might get left behind. Now, as you guys seen by the title and the thumbnail today, we're going to be working on my 2006 Chevy Silverado SS, and what we're going to be doing is changing the upper control arms on the front end here. I'm going to go ahead, get the front end jacked up on jack stands, get these front wheels off, and then we can go ahead and start replacing these parts. Alrighty guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my Sharpie here, and these little brackets, there's two of them on each side of the control arm, and they got these little pins here, and there's these little marks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to put a line on each one of them to mark exactly where they go back to. That way when I put the new control arms on, it's pretty close to being in line, even though we will have to get an alignment job done on the truck. So now that I've got those marked, I'm going to go ahead and take a 10mm and remove this bracket for the brake line. And then over here, I'm going to have to remove this clip for the wheel speed sensor. So the next thing we're going to do is take our jack here and run it up right underneath the knuckle, just to hold everything in place, about like that. Now, I'm going to take my 18mm and remove this nut right here after I get that cotter pin out. Now, I do have to go get me a hammer and be real careful not to hit this brake line. Hammer on the side of that spindle right there so that this ball joint right here will pop up out, and then we can get these nuts and bolts up here taken out. So up here we're going to use 21mm. I don't know if I'm going to have to use the backup socket. Probably so. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 21 wrench on this side, use our 21mm socket on this side to break it loose. I think I'm going to need a cheater. Oh, we go grab my breakover bar. Oh my goodness, it's on there pretty good. I really need to invest in some air tools. There you go. Nice. I'm not quite ready for that to fall like that. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and smack those bolts out back there and then pull it all out as one. Because as you've seen, this whole hub here is going to want to fall forward, and I really don't want it to fall too far. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my new control arm, which is actually still in the house, and then I'll go ahead and then I'll pull this out. That way my new control arm's sitting right here to go right back in as fast as I can. Alright, so here's my new upper control arm. So I'm just going to take my new lock nut off of it. You can see there it is a lock nut, even though it's not a castle nut and doesn't have the cotter pin like the other ones. That's okay. This here is just a protective boot to keep it protected from the factory. So we'll throw that aside, set this bad boy right here to get it ready, and now I'm just going to put my knee against the hub here. Well, first I need to beat those bolts out of there. Same thing, just smack them with your hammer. See, they came out way easier than I expected. You take this bracket off, set it right there. Got to keep track of your nuts and bolts too, because the new ones do not come with them. Alright, we'll go ahead and nice and gently beat that out there the rest of the way. You may have to, I don't want to smack against the bracket, so I'm going to put my wrench up here like that. I'm going to hit the wrench. That's not really working out too. Oh, okay. This might be an issue. We're running into our brake line bracket. I think I'm going to have to take that off. And I really didn't think I was going to have to. But it's definitely in the way. So probably just appears to be another 10 millimeter. So let's get that out of the way. Grab our 10 millimeter, see if we can get in there. Okay, so it's bigger than a 10. Alright, so it's a deep well 13 that I'm going to be using on that. Alright, slide this out of the way. Be careful with your wheel speed sensor here. You don't want to be pulling on that thing. Ugh. So that rust falling out of there. Okay, let's get this new one up in place. I'm not going there too easily. Okay, slide that in. Now we can work on lining these up. It's just a little off, but I think this is what we're gonna go with because it's close. It's not 100%, but it's close. And once you replace these, you got to get an alignment job anyways. So I think that's what we're gonna go with. Okay. All right, now that we got those two snug, we'll go ahead and put this nut on. Get it snugged up. Then we can just tighten everything down. And after that, same thing on the other side. Brake line back on right here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you change out an upper control arm on a Chevy Silverado, GMC, probably Suburbans as well. And the driver's side is the same exact process. I'm going to jump over and do that, but since it's the same exact process, I'm not even going to have to show you guys that. You just learned how to do it. Very simple. Didn't take me very long. And like I said, you will have to do a front end alignment after you do this. And these did not come pre-greased, I do not believe. They're pretty squishy. So I'm going to get me a grease gun and grease these up. I don't have one myself, so I'm either going to go buy one, probably Harbor Freight, or I'm going to call a buddy of mine and see if he has one. But other than that, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. So if you guys enjoyed today's content, smash that like button. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. And just like that, we'll catch you guys in the next one.